Hey, I'm Father Robert from Gadget at thetechstop.net, the place where it's always time to get your geek on. I'm here at the NOC, the Network Operations Center for Interop Las Vegas 2012 at the Mandalay Bay. Now, a few weeks back, I got a chance to be on Forecast with Tom Merritt, and well, I was discussing spectrum, specifically the efficient use of spectrum, how in an increasingly RF crowded world, we need to use the spectrum that we have more efficiently, better, so we can get faster, more devices, and well, all around just connect stuff.
You're going to see within 2 to 3 years, Congress actually approving an allocation of spectrum into the unlicensed frequencies. They're going to be expanding the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz ranges so that more of these companies can build out their devices. Beyond that, you're going to see a more efficient use of spectrum. This is actually something that I brought a visual aid for. This flying saucer Cylon-looking thing is actually a wireless array, and
it's not a huge Roomba.
It's not. Yeah, this is not a Roomba. This will not clean up your house, but what it will do is allow you to have a really efficient use of your Wi-Fi. If you look inside here, I'm not sure if you can get the shot. This is actually about 36 different radios clustered around a core, so that it divides the 360 degrees into multiple slices. This particular array is from a company called Xirrus that I've worked with in the enterprise space. And instead of shouting in a room to try to get the attention of devices, it uses lower power with much more directional reach in order to get just that device, which means you could take the same piece of spectrum and divide it into multiple pieces.
Now, the array that I used on the show was this, a Xirrus XR. It's a very simple concept, but it's elegantly designed. What it is rather than having a single AP, a single access point, blasting out energy in 360 degrees and hoping that some of it gets back from the receiving unit, it takes the 360 degrees and divides it into 4, 8, 12, 16, or 24 slices using a specially designed reflector. Now, the cool thing about something like this is that I can take the existing allocation of spectrum in the 2.4 and the 5 gigahertz range, and I can have multiple radios within the same array that are using the same frequencies without interfering with one another. It's an incredibly efficient use of spectrum, but this has been replaced with this. This is Xirrus's new XR series of arrays. Now, obviously it's smaller, but the same idea holds. It takes the 360 degrees and it divides it into multiple slices. It just does it in a bit more elegant way. Now, this used, I won't say off the shelf, but almost off the shelf components. A PowerPC processor with memory and an operating system that was stored on a flash card. This has been built from the ground up to be an array, and it shows. Now, the biggest design change has to be the fact that this was PowerPC and this is MIPS, which means that Xirrus has the ability to grow the array as needed by the customer. And that starts with this. The radios are now contained on these cards. It's the same card that you would put into your laptop in using the same bus, which means that I can buy the array with 2 radios, 4 radios, and then grow it as my needs grow. It's a fantastic way to start with a low investment in the technology and then continue to use that investment as you grow and your needs change. Not only that, using this interchangeable system means that I can remove 6 screws and by myself upgrade my array. 802.11a, 802.11b, G, N, AC, whatever it might be. In the future, you can use the same equipment, just change out the radios and the pattern of the beam shaper. Now, this is technology that we will see more and more in the coming years. There are more vendors that are trying to copy it because they realize we cannot go down the path that we are going down right now, and that is just more APs with more power. At some point, we need to get smart. We need to get faster. We need to get more efficient. That's where Xirrus comes into play. Now, if you want to find out more about these arrays, you've got to come to Interop. Go to the Xirrus booth, talk to their engineers, or come to the NOC. Find me, find one of our engineers, and we'll be happy to show you what Xirrus has in store for the future of your Wi-Fi. I'm Father Robert, and remember, there's no Uber Geek without you.